Take that, trolls. Bag it, losers. I love that soundbite and message from my guy Aaron Rodgers post-game last night. And that clip you heard to start the show. Rodgers shut up the trolls last night with a, simply put, perfect performance. Of course that was going to happen. Aaron Rodgers showed off his unreal arm and accuracy. That thread-the-needle throw to Robert Tonyan was insane. That's Rodgers. The numbers were amazing. The feel of the 4-touchdown performance was even better. And good for Rodgers going after the haters. How foolish could you be to rip Aaron Rodgers or somehow believe that his offseason, where he rightly wanted out of Green Bay, impacted week number 1? It was one game. He told me on my SiriusXM radio show in August that he practiced all offseason to get ready to play. I mean, come on. The Rodgers hate is just absolutely out of control. Rodgers was awesome. Aaron Jones was perfect. And once again, Rodgers is going to be tasked to be the legendary quarterback that he is and the ultimate deodorant, covering up what sticks as the Green Bay defense got shredded by Jared Goff. And think about it. Then the haters are going to be back if Rodgers doesn't win the NFC. Compare his defense with that of the Buccaneers or the LA Rams. Aaron Rodgers, the most talented quarterback ever. The Packers are going to sweep the division and win 12 to 13 games because he's a megastar. Nothing has changed. Sorry, trolls. Early, obviously, but that was the moment and the statement of the year so far in the NFL. 4th down, ball in Ravens territory. Baltimore clinging to a 1-point lead against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. John Harbaugh asked Lamar Jackson if he wanted to go for the first down. You see it right there in animated fashion. Lamar was fired up. KC couldn't stop him. Ball game. Now, Harbaugh was always going to go. The Ravens use analytics, and the analytics say go for it. But so did football and the guts, as Kansas City couldn't deal with Lamar Jackson all night. But by asking Jackson, Harbaugh made sure his team felt it. It was awesome. And that's Ravens football. That's a huge statement by Jackson and Baltimore. Think about the short week. Think about the Raiders' loss, the gut-wrenching injuries in the preseason, and Jackson throwing a pick 6 on the opening drive. That's vintage Ravens toughness while simultaneously taking the wind out of the Chiefs' sails. The feeling of invincibility for Kansas City is gone. Look, Kansas City is still great, don't misinterpret, but Patrick Mahomes is no longer perfect in September. The pick was bad, the Edwards-Helaire fumble was worse, and the KC run defense even worse than that. KC is still fantastic, and Mahomes and Travis Kelce are obviously all world. But Jackson got the Mahomes monkey off of his back while reminding the Chiefs and the pundits, don't crown Kansas City quite yet. Matt Nagy has made a complete and utter mess of the Chicago Bears quarterback situation, and we've been talking about this nonstop since the offseason when Matt Nagy inexplicably declared that Andy Dalton was his starter even after drafting my guy, the great Justin Fields. Well, Dalton got hurt over the weekend, and you never root for injuries, and Fields came in, and he played well. There were ups, there were downs, but certainly played well for the most part. And then you saw that mind-numbing news conference, which, I mean, scheme has nothing to do with who's going to play if healthy. And then a PR lackey had to re-deliver the message from Matt Nagy that Andy Dalton is a team starting quarterback when healthy. Matt Nagy can't speak. Matt Nagy can't coach. Matt Nagy can't get the Captain Obvious decision for the Chicago Bears right. Justin Fields needs to play. Listen, I thought he looked good out there. And if Allen Robinson would have caught that ball, the numbers would have been even better. But what I need to see from Justin Fields, I want him out there. So this way, there are ups, there are downs. He can take his lumps. Look, they won that game and Fields was out there because of the defense. Roquan Smith was amazing. They picked off Joe Burrow a bunch of times, especially when it mattered the most. This is the easiest decision ever. Matt Nagy has blown it. He blew it at the beginning. It was horrible he didn't start Fields in week 1. The fact that he can't answer questions to the extent where he needed to revisit that, I mean, it's mind-numbing. If I'm a Bears fan, I'm going ballistic. This is where hope goes to die. I feel so terrible for the diehard fans of the Chicago Bears. Fields should have started week 1. Fields should, no doubt about it, start week number 3. I never want to see Andy Dalton ever again, and for that matter, Matt Nagy. Derek Carr is a great quarterback. I've been telling you that for years here on Time to Shine. And Derek Carr, what else do you need to see? Goes on the road, short week, Pittsburgh Steelers, and beat them. This on the heels of beating the Baltimore Ravens. Derek Carr is a great player. And Derek Carr deserves so much credit. And Derek Carr, I mean, listen, look at his start versus my guy, the great Rich Gannon. Listen, this is an all-time season here for the Raiders. Carr is a legitimate franchise quarterback. He had that bomb, which was majestic to Henry Ruggs. That was incredible, and that was just a dime and perfectly placed ball. And the Raiders are undefeated. And the Raiders have this defense that has been excellent in the first 2 weeks. Max Crosby is all over the field. The veterans they brought in have been outstanding, and this 2-0 start is hardly a fluke. The Raiders are legit. The Raiders, I told you preseason they were going to win a minimum of 9 games. They're even better than I expected. And listen, at the end of the day, they've got Miami coming up this week. They can handle success, handle prosperity. I think the Raiders, with Derek Carr, will be a dangerous team, a dominant team all year. Deal with it, haters and America. Give my guy, Derek Carr, credit for what he is. Simply put, and we've said it for years, a great quarterback. Got to get this off my chest. What a statement win for Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers. Darnold was great. Panthers defense was outstanding. I was tremendous in round 2, bludgeoning the New Orleans Saints. This was not really a fair fight. It's amazing. Sam Darnold is perfect, just like my guy Derek Carr. 2-0 in the season. This is what happens when you have a great head coach and you have a real play caller in Joe Brady, and the defense makes plays and you can hand it off to Christian McCaffrey and throw it to Christian McCaffrey. I mean, these numbers are excellent, and this Panther defense is legit. They made some really strong moves for some veterans in the offseason. Remember, in 2020, the entire draft was spent on the defense. Now, I didn't pick Carolina to the playoffs preseason, but I told you to bang the over on the win total. Listen, this is going to be a dangerous team, a for-real team all year. Sam Darnold got jets the first 3 years of his career. He didn't have any talent around him, the worst possible coaching. I mean, he's following the path of Ryan Tannehill. Look at how these quarterbacks perform when they're away from Adam Gase. I'm so happy for Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers. Got to get this off my chest. The great Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting. Ben Simmons not going to show up to training camp and intends to never play another game for the franchise. It's the old George Costanza preemptive breakup move. And honestly, seeing this news bothers me from a Philly standpoint. It should have been Philly that said goodbye. We said after Simmons didn't shoot in Game 7 against Atlanta, he would never play again for the Philadelphia 76ers. Fans, teammates, Joel Embiid, Doc Rivers could never get past that. And Simmons doesn't work on his jump shot. Even if you had to sell low, you had to eradicate him from the roster. Even if that meant you traded him for a first-round pick for Golden State, you had to do it. You need to make sure that this is your breakup, and you need to get him off the team. Even if he doesn't show up at training camp starting next week, of course, you're going to fine him. You don't want that distraction and that headache. Just get rid of Ben Simmons. Someone in the league is going to think that, maybe it's Minnesota, maybe it's Dallas, maybe it's the Clippers, maybe it's another team out west. Fresh start, Ben Simmons, who does do a nice job distributing, does play good defense, does crash the boards. I've never been a Ben Simmons fan. I don't like his attitude. I don't like his shot. I don't like the fact that he doesn't work at it. I don't like his lack of accountability. I said he'd never play for Philly again because I thought it would be Philly who told him to get the hell out of town. Now you're letting Simmons control the situation. Hey, Daryl Morey, I know you didn't draft him, Not your problem, but now you have to solve it. Not your original problem. Get Ben Simmons out of Philadelphia. In the can't see the SoFi clock is like saying the dog ate my homework. SoFi literally has the largest clock in the entire league, in all of sports. Mike McCarthy failed in game. It was mind-numbing. It was awful. His explanation was worse. But thankfully for Cowboys fans, Greg the Leg bailed him out when he bombed home a game winner against the Chargers on CBS. And the win is what matters here, and how the Cowboys did it. And it's more proof to my take that the Dallas Cowboys are going to run away with the NFC East. I love that they won a game that was down and dirty and that was mucked up. Micah Parsons and Dan Quinn's defense, it was excellent. Zeke was strong. Tony Pollard was arguably even better. Dak Prescott was strong once again, but it was the balance on offense that's a big deal. The balance with the entire team and the defense, that's an even bigger deal. Dallas won the kind of game they never win against a really talented Chargers team. Now, someone please get Mike McCarthy a watch.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.